very good afternoon. This is Younib TV News at 1. My name is Joseph Kamau. Now on to our first story. A Bulicha village in Shianda, Mumias East in Kakamega County was wrapped in a somber atmosphere as the relatives of the 5 individuals who lost their lives in yesterday's horrific traffic accident in Kakamega attempted to process the loss. A trailer crashed into the bridal entourage, resulting in the immediate deaths of 5 individuals, including their bride.
Nilikuwa hapa Jumamosi na ugeni. Tukafurahia, tukacheza, tukakula, tukasherekea. Sherehe ilikuwa nzuri. Sikujua ati mtoto wangu vile anatoka hapa anaenda kupaki kwa njia.
Tulikuwa hapa Jumamosi na sherehe mzuri sana, tukasherekea. Msichana alikuwa mchangamfu sana kwa vile wageni wake walikuwa wametoka kwake wamekuja kwao. Tulipomaliza sherehe, tuliwasindikiza kwa magari, tukawa tumewapa mizigo ambazo walikuwa waenda nazo kwao. Wakawa wamefurahi sana.
Jumamosi tarehe 24 tulikuwa hapa kwa boma yangu na sherehe ya wageni. Tulitekea hao wageni kukuja kama saa 4. Hii ni safari ya mbali. Walifika hapa karibu saa 8. Karibu saa 10 tulikuwa ugeni kwangu ilikuwa imeisha. Walikuwa wamekuja kuomba msichana, nikawapatia wakaenda. Gari yenye ilikuwa imepepa msichana wangu na watu wa familia, trubox yenye ilianguka hiyo ilikuwa nyuma. Sasa kufika mahali hapo ajali ilifanyika, walisema tractor na lori ya mafuta ilikuja alafu ikasweep hizi vitu yote.
Vile nilipata simu ati mtoto wangu amepaki kwa njia, gia Mungu hata sijui. Nililia nikasema hata hiyo nini ingechukua tu mimi nikufe, mtoto wangu anisike. Lakini ati mimi ndio naenda kusika mtoto wangu. Nimehuzunika kabisa.
Now, on matters education, more than 26,000 students have filed appeals against the new university funding scheme in an attempt to have their financial status accurately reflected, with the goal of removing vulnerable students and their families from their allocated category. The university fund has promised to support students during the entire appeals process and has encouraged them to report to their university without holding back. Additionally, the approach is up against the legal challenges following a group of activists' legal action to halt the new means of funding in universities. Here is the report.
You see what happened this time, Before this thing was implemented, remember the Presidential Working Party went around the country, 47 counties. They presented and they got views that our universities are not doing well, they were concerns. They came back and developed a model which we put out there and said this is the new model. Is where the feedback was gotten that we need to change how we are supporting our students in the universities. And this process is ongoing. We said we shall not close the appeal process. We have also involved the national government for them to verify the information from those students who have appealed. So they should be able to verify what their parents do, the status of their income. There's a form that they have, and then they will be able to make returns back to us.
I want to ask the people from the health board.
Now on to Nairobi news, where a number of young people and human rights advocates were detained yesterday just after announcing that anti-government demonstrations will resume today, as the group, which included leaders of the recent Gen Z-led protest, tried to organize an unplanned peaceful stroll in Nairobi's CBD. They were met and taken into custody by the police. According to the protest organizers, the latest march, called the Katiba Day Walk, aims to demand the release of every person kidnapped during the June and July protests. Here is the report.
I've been arrested here. We were just collecting signatures in town.
August 27th, Katiba Day, will not just be a day of commemoration. It will be a day of mass action. We are announcing a general strike, a protest against the tyranny of William Ruto, and a demand for his immediate resignation. We will not rest until justice is done.
We are inviting you tomorrow, as the Katiba turns 14, at 14:00 hours, whether you will be on a bicycle. We are asking you to take a short break and ask yourself whether this constitution that gives us and grants us these rights has been respected.
We cannot continue living in an active crime scene and do nothing about it. We cannot continue with the wake of corruption, with the wake of abductions, with the wake of police killings.
We want the government to also produce the comrades who were disappeared from Kitengela instantaneously.
Those telling us to give Ruto more time should tell us time to do what?
Him welcoming the broad-based government is a deceptive architect towards his win in the next election, to continue to divide Kenya along ethnic lines, to continue to actually welcome only the filthy rich people to try and divide Kenya along nations that we have actually already surpassed.
Now, in Meru County, the residents have protested against Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza's return to office by engaging police in running battles. Kawira, who was impeached by the Senate, but the court gave her a lifeline. Additionally, the locals blocked the main route to the governor's office, demanding that she step down and hand the reins of power to her deputy, Isaac Mutuma.
Na tumesema hii ni warm up. Kuanzia kesho, leo alisinika asubuhi na gari ambayo ina number plate. Kesho asubuhi by 5 atupata hapo na tazuia hata ingia kwa hiyo ofisi. Kwa maana tunajua hiyo ofisi ni ya Reverend Mutuma Ntwethinkia kama governor wa 4 wa Meru County.
Tuliangalia vizuri sana kwa Senate. Governor Kawela amestand impeached. Na bando yeye tunaona akiendelea hata kusaini mambo ya budget. Tunasema Kawela hata hiyo budget amesign ni illegal. Ni kama mtu kama huyu aende asign budget ama hata mimi ni sign government budget.
Tunajua Kawira leo hii si gavana wetu. Sasa ile kitu sisi tunataka ni kutafsiriwa vizuri, kuambiwa kama Kenya gazeti niyo iko mbaya ama ni hao manjaji tena wamekuja kuzimamiza hii maneno ya Meru.
Diposa Meru watu wapate amani. Mama lazima afanye nini? Watu ndio watoto wetu waweze kusoma vizuri. Mama lazima afanye nini? Mabarabara mzuri. Mama lazima afanye nini?
Now we are going to take a short break. We will be back with more news updates.
Je, wewe ni mfanyabiashara katika sekta ya elimu, afya bora, usafiri ama unamiliki kampuni yoyote ile? Ungependa kupata fursa ya kutangaza biashara yako ili kuwafikia wateja zaidi? Usikonde. Runinga ya Younib inakupa fursa ya kupeperusha matangazo kuhusu bidhaa na huduma unazotoa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari za simu 0750344700 ama kupitia barua pepe marketing@younibtv.com. Jinyakulie leo. Younib TV, ever the best.
Ever the best. Hallelujah.
Welcome back. Now, the president has promised to improve the program's inclusion and reach. The government plans to expand the number of National Youth Service recruits to 20,000 in the upcoming intake. In addition to overseeing the 88th recruits passing out parade at Gilgil in Nakuru County, the president has ordered that New York State recruits undergo a fundamental firearms training in order to equip them with the skills necessary to defend the nation in the event of an emergency.
The minister responsible for National Youth Service, who is here with me, should, in consultation with the Ministry of Defense and Ministry of Interior, further the initiative to make sure that the paramilitary training that these young men and women go through will include a basic course in firearms to make sure that they stand ready to protect the country when the need arises. As I have directed that the next recruitment will have 20,000 recruits, I have today approved the recruitment of 200 additional cadet officers into the NYS and 500 private officers to support in the exemplary work that is going on at the National Youth Service. I am determined to transform NYS into a symbol of exemplary integrity, efficiency, and commitment to national transformation.
Now, the governors have received assurances from Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua that the administration will release monies allocated to the counties even in the face of ongoing financial difficulties. Gachagua stated that the National Treasury is attempting to settle the outstanding monthly allocations and that the allocatements for the previous fiscal year have been fully distributed. Here is the report.
The reduction of our share of revenue pursuant of the rejection of the finance bill 2024, where counties in the proposed supplementary budgets, we are losing 20.117 billion Kenya shillings from 400 billion to 380 billion. We haven't agreed on that matter. Our position is we need to go to mediation. Believe that Section 5 of the DORA Act states that in case of any shortfall in revenues allocated through DORA, then the shortfall is supposed to be borne by the national government. And in case of any excesses, again, the excesses of revenues accrue to the national government. Also, with regard to Article 219 of the Constitution, it states that pursuant of the DORA Act, counties' revenues are not supposed to be reduced after the passage of the Division of Revenue Allocation Act.
It is imperative that we also harmonize cross-county policies to enhance trade. A cabbage farmer from Meru targeting Kajiado town will have to pay cess in Meru, Embu, Tharaka Nithi, Kirinyaga, Murang'a, Kiambu, Nairobi, Machakos, and Kajiado, a total of 9 counties. This not only eats into their profits, but also increases the cost of doing business.
In the month of September, the National Treasury will consider releasing disbursement for the month of July and the month of August. Situations in the counties is quite pathetic because most of the operations have really come to a halt. They've been affected, negatively because we are not able to pay suppliers. Other counties, of course, like Kakamega, we've just borrowed money from banks for 2 months to pay salaries.
Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua
indicates that as of June 30th, 2024, outstanding national government pending bills stands at 516.27 billion shillings, a decrease from 622.8 billion shillings as of June 30th, 2023. Initial comparative reports for 26 counties show a significant reduction from 43.6 billion Kenya shillings to 33.9 billion Kenya shillings as of June 2024. We acknowledge this improvement, and I urge county governments to collaborate closely with the controller of budgets to implement recommended measures to effectively address this issue through our budgetary process.
Now on to business news. For the first half of 2024, Absa Bank Kenya reported a profit after tax of 10.7 billion shillings, a 29% increase over the 8.3 billion shillings the bank reported in the same period in 2023. The performance, according to the managing director Abdi Mohammed, may be credited to the controlled inflation that is staying within the intended range of 4.7% and the stabilization of the shilling's value relatively to the dollar.
To about 39.4, so it's about 7 billion shillings increment in NPL. Of this figure, about 4 billion is actually on the personal household. So it's to the earlier point we mentioned that we've seen the retail customers getting impacted, especially because of the high interest environment.
We can come here every half year to talk about numbers, to talk about balance sheet, revenues, etc. But underpinning all of this is the stories such as the ones we just saw on the video, which is customer stories and how we continue to engage with our customers.
Well, we have come to the end of our news bulletin at 1. Remember, my name is Joseph Kamau, and there are 3 ways to ultimate success. The first way is to be kind. The second way is to be kind. And the third way, you can have